Oh,
Hi, all. This is Dr. J, streaming live from Long Island, New York,
with Professor Spike. That's right.
Hair Professor. You are Hair Professor Doctor.
I'm going to call you Hair Professor Doctor. That's what they say. A Professor Doctor.
Hair Professor Doctor.
Yes.
Okay.
In my COVID basement, just like everyone else.
We're coming to you live from Long Island, but Spike is confined to the basement for whatever reason. So hopefully the sound is okay. Now, was that because you were put in the basement for punishment, or?
Well, with COVID, it's lucky we live in the suburbs of Long Island. We actually have more than one room. I've been talking to my friends in Manhattan, and they said they've been treating their stay as if they're in a spaceship on their way to Mars, because they don't really have very many places to go.
Yeah.
Me, this is one of 3 refuges that I have within my house.
Okay.
And it always reminds me of what Chris Rock used to say. He says that a man usually has one room in his house that he can go to, and if he's lucky, he's not sharing it with the car. So yeah. I'm lucky. I'm not sharing this particular one with the car.
Cora and Linda say hello along, and Cora says, athx dilution.
Oh, good question.
Exclamation mark. They always dilute. I didn't even know. I didn't look at the headlines after the close, but doesn't surprise me. Cabinet guy from the Great Mountain State.
From the Great Mountain State, the greenery.
From the state of the also-ran senator, right? The also-ran Senator Bernie. Senator Bernie. All right, so I added at the close to CVM.
Nice.
athx diluting, if that's the headline, I believe it's probably true. I didn't look, but it doesn't shock me. I just don't know with the details as to the price that they're offering shares at. Do you have a headline? Can you get a headline on that?
I'm going to take a look, yeah.
Thanks for alerting us to that, Cora.
Yeah, let's see. What does it say? Oh, boy.
Scott is on with us tonight.
Hello, Scott.
What's going on with athx? We're looking into it. First I heard.
Yeah, it is a public offering.
Does it say the price?
I'll let you know in a second as soon as my computer starts giving me athx and not Athene.
If it's not too large an offering and it's at not too low a price, then it's fine. Hey, Real Ronnie's on.
Hey, Real Ron. Let's see. Announced that it intended offer sale $50 million worth of shares. And it didn't give a price.
50 million is a lot. That's 10% dilution.
50 million. Well, how much is the?
I think the market cap is 500 million, right?
Is it? Well, then that's 1/10 of its value. Yeah.
That's just a fairly significant dilution.
We call that a decimation because it's 1/10.
Yeah.
But I would
not
use such a harsh term though in terms of the potential for this guy. I mean, you love it so much.
athx, if I would have CEO, I would have done the offering too. When it hit in the 3s.
Sure.
Right while the iron is hot.
Well, I mean, from the beginning of the year, it's a 9-fold increase.
Yeah, I mean, it was trading as low as $1.16 or something like that.
Right, but a year ago it was about 38 cents.
No,
it's never that low. That's what I had. I guess I'm thinking about the wrong stock, aren't I?
Wrong stock.
Mr. Spike doesn't have all the information.
Cabinet guy is also, Tim looks like he's also from Vermont. Says
The cabinet
cabinet
guy says,
guy
bro,
has brother. So I assume
brother
Tim is
from another
from
brother from
Vermont.
another mother, or brother from the same mother.
Well, that's interesting because my gardener showed up with a different truck with a different last name. So I went out today and I said, did you buy the business? Are you my new gardener? I wanted to meet him from a safe distance, meet him from 6 feet away,
Right.
So he says, no, we're brothers, we're partners, we're together. It's the same. I said, but you don't look like your brother and you have a different last name. He says, that's because we have different fathers.
Yeah. Well, looks like Tim. It looks like Tim is a real brother.
Yeah. All right, so different fathers, whatever.
Or just different
All right,
states.
so let's get into this. I don't get panicky about the dilution. If they didn't dilute, they'd be fools, and they're not fools.
Right.
If they didn't have
Well,
an offer.
they have to share the wealth a little bit. And besides,
Yeah,
you're right. I mean, if they're going to
even
get
if
involved in any of this,
a 10% dilution. So instead of going to 100, it'll go to 90.
oh, okay, I'll write that down.
Yeah,
Okay.
not a big deal. You can write it down.
Yeah, I'm going to write this down. I'm going to change all my numbers from 100 to 90.
Yeah,
Well, actually, I mean, do you actually think I was going to hold on to this stock anything past 50 anyway? Knowing my behavior,
if you hold it till 50, why not hold it to 100?
maybe I'll hold like a couple of shares. Why? Because when I see a gain, I like to grab it.
It is tempting. I was tempting to sell in the high threes, at least if off part of it, sell and buy options, something like that. But I didn't do it, of course. I'm too doggone lazy to do it. More than anything.
Yeah, but options is a lot of work.
No, well, it's a cheap way to play the stock, and since it's more or less a binary event down the road, not really a binary event, but close to a binary event. Anyway, I didn't do it. You can't turn back. You can't.
Oh, you were talking about when it was really high.
You can't turn the page. The opportunity to have done that is probably gone. I'm going to sit with it like I've been sitting with it, all the way to 90. Now, I lowered my price target.
Right, exactly.
All right, so let's take a look at some of the stocks that I advertised on my tweet tonight.
Oh, and yeah, I was going to add at least one to that pile, maybe two to that pile.
What's held me in there has been athx, CVM, Amazon. Those are my three.
Yeah, I wanted to add.
Those three alone have helped me buck the trend.
Yeah, indeed. I wanted to talk about Codex because that was given to us, I guess, by Lynn, and I wanted to make sure that was still viable. And I wanted to add my Protolab, which was one of my. I got this idea from listening to Tom Friedman. Sometimes people actually say stuff, and then you're like, something he's. And he said
I'll look at Codex. I didn't want to look at any pure COVID-19 plays because I have a new philosophy. I don't put the TV on to listen to it. No news. I don't talk about it. I can't take it anymore.
Tim wants to know what your Twitter handle is.
My what angle?
Your Twitter handle.
I'll write it down.
It's it's Jerchess, JERCHESS.
You can type yours in.
Mine, I don't get. I'm on stock Twits, but I don't go onto the regular Twit.
Then why don't you go onto Twitter as well and use the same handle?
Because is that a good enough reason?
You don't have to go further than that.
I mean, you
I
know, some people
accept
want to
the
do
cause.
business that way. Some people want to run a government that way. Me, I'd rather send mail and
Fine.
do news conferences.
The cause works. PSTI will start with the runner.
Right.
I, I've been talking about that one since below the line. Unfortunately, only bought it above the line. I bought it here. I bought it here.
Uh-huh.
The prices, but it's just running like crazy. They dosed their first patient in Jersey today, COVID-19 play. Of course, I didn't want to talk about COVID-19, but PSTI and MESO are rivals
Uh-huh.
of way of athx, and the odds play.
Right. And you know, you have to know your enemy.
Yeah, and you have to own your enemy in this
Yeah,
case.
right. You have to own it. Right. Keep your
So
enemies close.
I own a few shares. I know what's going to happen when it collapses. It'll collapse back down to this $5 level.
Right.
But in the
And then you will
meanwhile,
have made your donation.
no. Well, in the meanwhile, maybe I'll be smart enough to get out at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Ride the Bronco. Right. Don't try not to fall off.
Exactly. So what do these
So
guys do? These guys are also this kind of stem cell stuff, Fluorescent?
I mean, this chart is telling you look out below once this thing implodes.
Yeah.
That's what it's telling me.
Yeah, exactly. Look out below.
Look out below, but
Look out below.
maybe not for a while. It could go to 20 before it collapses.
For it.
But I mean, collapse it will inevitably, I think.
So you said you bought it around 5 and change?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably at some point a very good short, but the problem is I don't short stocks, number one. And number two, well, that's enough. That's number one is sufficient.
Exactly. It's number one, and that's you only need one.
Yeah, that's the only one I need.
No, exactly. I'm not one to.
That's like because, you know.
I'm with you there. So you said so this was one of your defensive moves against
It's purely
athx.
expensive plus a little greed, combination.
Now what's this one here?
Meso is the one that Mount Sinai has had big success with.
Oh, that's right.
Treating people on the ventilator and getting them off.
Is that again? Is that another stem cell kind of play or not?
Yeah, another exactly like athx, more so than pleuristem. Pleuristem is from the placenta. This is from the bone marrow, just like athx.
Aha.
Almost identical. I mean, I don't know if it's almost identical, but it's similar enough, and it's working. It's at least it's reported to be working in Mount Sinai. Today it had a down day. Pleuristem had its day in the sun, dosing its first patient in New Jersey, in the States. I guess it was emergency use or compassionate use, one of those uses. Wow. Unlike athx, which has a legitimate phase 2-3 trial, so they could actually be approved afterwards.
Really?
Yeah, but the trouble is I don't know when they begin.
Other trials?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So what about this guy here then? This
Meso?
Meso, yeah.
Meso, it has merit outside of COVID-19, so I really do like it. I could even see myself holding this one. I mean, you have this trend line support. So when it collapses, you have the 200. When it collapses, it won't collapse as much as pleuristem. Right. Probably more like the $6 level. It's less of a risk. And they're a play regardless of odds. They're a play based on myocardial infarction.
Really? Okay.
Yes. They're in trials, I don't know where. They're an Australian company. I don't really know too much about
You
them.
know, I mean, the problem I've been hearing about in terms of stem cell treatments for the heart is that it's hard to keep the cells there because there's just so much movement in terms of the movement of the blood and all this other stuff that, you know, the idea of trying to pack cells over there has been a problem.
Yeah, I don't know what their approach is, but athx, it's to their advantage that the cells kind of wash out after a month because it's safer that way. And their approach to ischemic stroke is to reduce the inflammation and brain swelling, whatever the heck it is.
Mm-hmm. But
So
and then get out of and then get themselves out of there.
yeah, so it works that the stem cells dissipate.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's assuming they don't dissipate too soon to
It's
be
over the
effective.
course of a month or two, I believe.
Okay.
There was a negative crossover on the 50 to the 100. We don't like that.
No, especially if the stock up after that. It's a little fishy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think a drop back to support at the 200 is quite likely at about 650. In which case, if that happens, I think I might pick up some more because I like it, like I said, for other reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to go crazy on this one.
No.
I already went crazy on athx. I can't be insane all over the place. I don't have
just
I should have
just
been a
so
little
much that you
crazier
can.
with Amazon as I kept buying the dips. I should have bought more on the dips.
Oh, please.
Amazon turns
Yeah.
out to be one of my best blue chip plays of the year, right? So
Well,
far.
who else is making news about how much money they're making except for Amazon? I
I
mean,
mean,
real money.
not only that, I was selling funds and going into Amazon, selling funds and going into Walmart.
Uh-huh.
So I think I played it pretty right. Anyway, nothing more
So
to say about this one.
somebody's asking about Spoon is asking about vxrt. Have you even heard of that one?
No, but put it on the list. I want to look at aemd.
Okay.
We have no guests that appear, do we? Magically?
No.
Let me just take a look to make sure. I thought we might get a drop in, but it doesn't look like it. All right, no problem. No problema.
Yeah. One of the one of the downsides of being whole up. It's really funny though. You know, I mean, on the one hand, you say, "Oh, I have all this extra time because I'm bored," but then the day just sort of goes anyway.
Yeah. So this one, I haven't heard. I haven't been following it closely. I haven't been following the news on it. I do like the new CEO, Dr. Timothy Rodell.
Mm-hmm.
And when I like a CEO and I like the product, it's usually a pretty good combination. I also like the trading. I mean, I'm not in love with the trading range, but it's a clear trading range. So it's like almost been a no-brainer. You buy at the bottom of the trading range and you sell at the top of the trading range. And in the middle of the trading range, you get that coin app,
Right.
one with
Exactly.
the heads. So we're in the middle of the trading range. There's really very little to say from the chart.
So this is again, everybody's calling themselves a COVID play, but I don't really see it directly.
Well, Dr. Tim Rodell, when I spoke to him, said they're not really a COVID-19 play. He expects their first product to be in oncology with the hemo purifier.
Oh,
I think they made the news for extending their patents to EU, I believe.
Yes, that's what announced its European patent for the hemo purifier in cancer.
Yeah. All right. So if he comes on the show, we'll ask him all sorts of questions about the hemopurifier.
Indeed, we will.
I'd like him to come on. All right. He's been very, very busy though. So, the new CEO overloaded.
Oh, sure.
He's got a lot of, he
So
inherited a mess that he's got to clean up.
the only people who are going to talk to us are retailers. They're the ones with free time on the hands.
He might come on, but he's got to get his head settled a little bit. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
It's ridiculous. All right, so what was the next one? I tweeted
You wanted
it out.
Well, we could save CVM for a little bit later. Why don't we do Codex now?
All right, Codex.
CODX. Yeah, and then we'll do one of our requests that we have, and then like I said, we were talking about you and I putting in some fresh blood. So we'll talk about my proto labs later.
All right. Also,
so this was our COVID play because they had testing, and they were one of the first ones to offer tests that were okay, but for whatever reason, they haven't really taken off on the in this latest environment. They've just been sort of hanging over here, and like you said, lower the trading range, and you could almost see a pennant going on. And I'm just trying to figure out, from a technical standpoint, what the stock even looks like.
Well, the good news is it's still looking bullish. The 50 is way above the 100, is above the 200. The bad news is it broke trend line, the upward trend line. Now, it took a while to make a clear break of it. Today was the first day. Well, no, it made a break other days. As long as it comes back to that upper trend line, it's playable, and you have support at the 50.
That's true.
And as far
I guess it depends on when you got in.
Because
I remember a couple of weeks ago, people were they were saying, oh, they got in a little on the later side, or they got in like around 10, and then they felt stuck.
Yeah.
Right? And so I didn't know if there was anything to allay those people's concern.
I mean,
this was the one I was saying. This is the one I accidentally thought was. This is the one that was 38 cents at the beginning of the year. So there are plenty of people, if they got in early enough, aren't crying at all.
Yeah, I'm looking at this chart. I probably would not buy this one. I wouldn't. Kind of neutral.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, the fact that it's this way in the middle of everybody crying for testing. Here you have a company that does testing, and for whatever reason, there's not even a kind of media play on it.
Yeah, I think this is maybe one of the many losers that we're going to have in COVID-19 ultimately.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping to get out. I'm hoping to get out a little bit higher than this.
Okay.
But so I have a little bit, not a big taste. I was tasting this. Because I get in on the earlier side. So I got like an 8.
Dojis, I don't love them.
Right.
But it's not big. It's not a big upward wick. And also, it's in the middle. It ended in the right place, the middle of this green candle. So if it looks like it's ripping away from the upper trend line and heading down to that 50, if it heads down to 50, I'd probably just.
Yeah, if it goes that low, I'd definitely bail also. It's worth it.
Well, the thing is, if it could hold the 50 and make a rebound, so it's really hard to say.
Okay.
A lot depends on your fundamentals here.
Yeah, indeed. Like I said, the fundamentals would have made this look like a winner. Not, I mean, I'm still pissed off that I missed out on Clorox.
You paid right about where it is, right?
I'm making a little money on it, but not a whole lot because I was in it a little on the earlier side.
I might just say bye to this one.
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah, I know like I said, a couple of our viewers are still stuck on this one.
I mean, probably good fundamental reasons. I'm just not aware of them.
Mm-hmm. So let's come off of the the COVID. I don't know. Well, like I said, one of our viewers wanted vxrt. I'm not even sure what that is.
Holy mackerel! Look at
Oh,
look at
look,
my
it's Amazon. Let's do it here. We're doing Amazon first because somebody's very happy with themselves.
Well, what does Dr. J say? When in doubt,
When in doubt, buy Amazon. And when
uh,
is the right
there's
time to buy
never the
Amazon?
wrong
It's
time
always
to.
the right time to buy Amazon.
Yeah, and now
And
we have clear-cut support at the old highs, which is very nice. I mean, it's considerably below where we are now, but it's nice to have that support at the old highs.
yes, indeed,
So we have
indeed.
clear support right around here.
Okay, yeah, because
And
that's what a space is.
the top of this candle, it
Right.
may come back down ultimately to 2180 area. It could on any pull. It's possible. Look, I mean, they all go up and they all go down. I
Yeah, I
wouldn't
know a
be
lot these days.
surprised if it did go back to this 2180 support area, right about a little bit higher, maybe.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's a new level. It's a new level for this guy.
It wouldn't bother me. I'd just be Dr. J would say, time to buy more. I bought every dip.
That's right. When's the right time? Buy.
Yeah, I mean, I bought every dip, every single dip. I bought them all, and everyone who follows me could bear witness to that, and you can bear witness to that.
I certainly can. Even,
I
and you
bought
even a couple hundred points ago, you yelled at me again for not being
I
honest.
have to admit, of all the FANG stocks, I like this one the best. I did not like Netflix the best. But of course,
Yeah,
under the circumstances of house arrest, Netflix is
yeah.
doing good.
Netflix has been a pleasant surprise for me. I actually was in Netflix. I'm going to stick in there for a little while longer, but not much longer.
Okay, good.
Because I'm also in Viacom, and that's not doing anything. The way I figure it, content is king, and
And, you know,
Viacom's got a lot of good content, but it's just not doing it for them.
I thought that, with people out of work and so on, one of the first things they would do is cancel their fairly expensive monthly
Yeah,
subscription.
$12 a month, but that's all they have, and they're not going to the movies anyway,
That's true.
and they're not going out to eat. They're going to Netflix and chill. So you need your Netflix in order to Netflix and chill,
True.
and especially if you have no other money coming in.
Netflix, HBO, it doesn't matter what movie channel I don't watch. I don't watch any of them,
Right.
so it doesn't make a difference.
So we have a couple more requests from the ether.
Amazon, you don't have to be a genius.
No, I
Seeing
know,
the fundamentals, you just knew people are going to be shut in. They're going to get deliveries like crazy. 750 more people they need.
Yeah, that's right. The fact that they were the only ones hiring had to
What's
tell you
that
something.
request stock? Go ahead. What is it?
Let's see. We'll do VXRT.
Say it again.
Spell it. I'm going to spell it. VXRT. This is a request from Spoon.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, and it's called VaxArt. Spoon, do you have any inside scoop on this guy?
What do you want me to say? It's following the 50 up. It's a bullish looking chart. It had a huge day today. Look to buy. It looks very buyable to me. It looks like a one that you can buy. And if I were to contemplate buying it, you know me, I like bargains.
Yeah.
So I would probably look to buy it right in here.
Yeah, closer to the 115, closer to the
$1.88, $1.90.
Oh, you would actually buy it that high?
Yeah.
Because it looks like it made it support it right around 170.
I would buy it that high. That looks like a good spot.
Okay.
I mean, this is running.
It does. Yeah, you're right. It does have a nice U-shaped bottom at 170.
You're asking me a no-brainer here. It's just a total buy on the chart, so nothing for me to even think about. It's got nice bottoming base here. I'll draw that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't even know what this company
A little
does.
higher. You got support right about there, 160. It's a terrific, it looks good. I don't know the fundamentals. I don't know the first thing about it. It's got tiny volume. That's the negative.
It's let's see, it's another biotech.
Is it?
Yeah. vxrt is a clinical stage biotech company developing oral recombinant vaccines that are administered by tablet rather than by injection.
Are they in the COVID-19 vaccine race?
Doesn't everybody claim to be?
Uh,
Yes, there is an article that links them to COVID-19.
uh,
As everybody's doing.
that alone turns me off. I can't
Yeah.
stand COVID-19.
Right. So this might not be a natural upswing.
Well, I mean, if you want to buy this one, it looks okay to buy. What else?
All right, Bank of America was.
As always, our opinions are strictly
yes,
our own, do not
indeed.
constitute investment advice, correct?
As always, Boeing, actually.
And even Jigglypuff and Lynn and whoever else is on with us, their opinions are strictly their own too. So that's just a little reminder, friendly reminder. What else did I tweet out? Last week I tweeted out Walmart and forgot to chart them. And so this week I didn't tweet them out or chart them. I'll forget something else. Very good at forgetting. We were going to end with CVM and athx, right? We'll end with CVM and athx. Okay, so Walmart, gee, another one of my good picks. I can't help admiring my good picks. Wow. But it was again a no-brainer, just like Amazon. How much credit do I can't take much credit for this. It's not like an obscure stock that I just happen to find. When you go into a no-brainer and you do well, you can enjoy it, but you can't brag too much about it. It looks like it has great new support, pretty up there, pretty high, like around $1.28, which is close to where it is. I think it's still a buy. I think it goes to maybe 150 before this is all over. What do you think there, Spike? Do you think it goes to 150 before this is all over? You there, Spike? Lost Spike. See what happened to Spike. Spike, we lost you. We'll have to get you back.
Yeah. All right, there I am. Did you put me? You have to put me back into
I was looking at the.
Okay.
I think it's going to 150.
Yeah, well,
I was asking you, what do you think?
And then I disappeared on you. Something. Walmart is definitely going to be one of the winners in all this.
I find 128 area a very good entry point. I think it's going to 150 at least.
Look,
buy on any dips.
This like you said, this is like Amazon. Anything that's doing this kind of behavior in the middle of this crisis is something worth looking at.
Jay said at the very beginning of the COVID-19, as soon as I heard the word pandemic, I said, buy Walmart, buy Costco, and buy Amazon. I don't know how Costco is doing.
I didn't look.
Maybe not as good because they have a big in-store contingent. I don't know.
Indeed. Well, I mean, so does Walmart, but Walmart is also, let's see.
So let's look at CVM.
Yeah.
I bought more at the close.
The only other requests we had were Boeing and SBUX, if we want to do either of those.
Boeing?
Boeing.
Boeing? You mean Boeing?
Boeing.
I don't want to do Boeing. One of the reasons I got out of my diamonds is because of Boeing.
And the other one was Starbucks.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like Boeing at this point. I don't like the airlines. I don't like Boeing. I don't like the cruise lines. I don't care how much support.
Yeah, the cruise. Why and how did the cruise line start going up? What is that all about?
Because they got
That's
an
not about Trump money,
injection
is it?
of capital.
What?
It's called an injection of capital by the government. Government
Oh,
bailout.
is Trump actually going to bail out those companies? What is he,
I have
nuts?
no idea why. Maybe he owns a piece.
Yeah, right. Because how else are they going to get to Mar-a-Lago unless they pull into Miami?
The 50 is way above the 100. It's way above the 200. Beautiful bullish chart. It's trading, bouncing between the 50 and the 100, more or less. I drew this line in here. I don't know why I
Right.
drew it.
Well, because it's perfect.
It's a perfect line, but I have no idea why I drew it. So do I still take credit
Yeah.
for it?
Well, if this thing bounces off of that line, which it should.
Oh, I know why I drew it. Right in here, going back to this big candle of
Oh, I see
121.
the middle of that candle. Right.
Yeah.
That makes
Dr.
sense.
J knows where to draw those lines. You got to know it's all about where to draw. That's all it is.
Right.
Where do you draw the line?
Yes.
So, today's action was very good. A lot of accumulation on little volume, though. Nice candle, very nice candle. What can I say? I'm very bullish CVM. I think the data is going to be good. It's just a matter of time. North Shore Research came in with an essay article, bullish, after the close, said absolutely nothing new, but I agree with the sentiment. Go CVM, that's the sentiment.
Mm-hmm. Yo, 100
Go,
again, right?
go. 18 is my new target.
Yo, 18.
Yo 18. Take out the old, what was the old high? The old high
What
is
about 17?
1780, that goes out. 18, here we come. Before data. Or on
Right,
data.
and then once data comes,
Or maybe it goes like this. Data comes and Garrett puts out a press release. Data has arrived. It's being analyzed. We'll let you know as soon as we know.
right?
And then it's $18 in a flash.
Indeed.
All you got to do is smell the data, and it goes to. It doesn't even have to be fully cooked. It's just in the oven. And the oven
Heath just joined us.
Who?
Heath.
Okay.
Heath, yes. Okay. Let's see.
Heath is a good man, Heath.
Indeed he
Heath
is.
an ex-Marine, like my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law is a full bird admiral. I said animal.
He's an
I'm
animal.
gonna get into trouble. I'm gonna get into trouble. We want to end with athx, which is dilution and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's the whole
In other
dilution
words,
discovery.
ending on a sour note, so to speak. We'll end with athx.
Okay.
I ain't scared of a little dilution. I'm rather it didn't happen, but it had to happen. I knew it was going to happen. We all knew it was going to happen, so it happened.
Let's put it this way: it just brings broader interest into the play.
10% is a pretty hefty.
Lynn got here.
Who's here?
Lynn Johnson.
Hey, Lynn, you're late today. Look, prior to this news, we're on this huge ascent, huge run. I don't see this
Part of
dilution.
that, Dr. J. It's not off of that line.
I'll tell you where it could go down to up until, though. It's not going to go back to $1.16, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
But it will go down because shorts know how to put the hurt on. 229, 230. That's the bottom line. Now that's a big hit if that happens.
It is. I mean, I think I paid in the high. I paid in the high twos for mine.
That's where I see being a huge buying opportunity at right around there.
Right. That's
so Dr. J will add at 230 if it gets there. I'm not happy because I'm going to lose a ton of money on paper. It makes me feel bad. Makes me feel.
Why did you pick some more up at above 3?
I've been buying this thing like toilet paper because I couldn't get toilet paper. I figured just in case the stock.
So you do have a fair amount above 3.
I don't know. Not above 3. I never picked it up at above.
No, he said
3.
above 3. I mean, I know you got. I know. I mean, the deal is that you've been talking about this for the longest time.
I think I bought some at 260, something like that. That was
the
highest.
I bought a bunch at the high 2s.
Kamal joined us. You didn't tell me Kamal.
Oh, that's right. Kamal joined us in terms of.
We got a lot of regulars joining us.
Yeah, they're coming in. They're coming in on the tail.
Stop screen. CVM. When will it reach 100? What do you think, Kamal? I think as soon as we get the data, maybe a buyout 3 months later, 2 months later. I don't know. It's going. Of course, if the data is yucky poo data, then it's going this way, like to 2.
Yeah, indeed.
What cents? $2 or 2 cents? I'm not sure which. Lynn made it. AGB Soccer made it. AJB wants me to confirm this statement. One would think so, logically, right, Spike?
What, that the longer no CVM readout, the more bullish?
Yeah, because that means people just aren't dying that take the multi-kind, probably. It's not the standard of care.
So it's a kind of a no news is good news kind of deal.
Yeah, but when I spoke to Gat, he said any day now people can't live forever. That was his response to me.
Well, that's a bit cryptic. Well, people can live forever. They got to die from something. That's what I was saying about this COVID thing.
And
let's put it this way, but I'm not a president or CEO of a biotech company. But if I were, I would never say that sentence. It's got to die from something.
Kamal, from your lips to God's ears.
Yes, that would be nice. Then as soon as Vegas opens, we're going.
AJB, you're not the only one. Dr. J bought at the close.
That's right. That's right. Yo 18.
Close above 280, above 1180, but I couldn't. I tried. Actually, I must confess, I bought the October something or other, October 15th. I bought the options.
Did you? You bought the calls?
It's a lot cheaper.
Yeah, it's another way in, certainly. And if October, if you're gonna hear something well before October.
AJB paid less than Dr. J.
Yeah, because you bought this morning.
Yes. I'm not the best price guy in the world. I tend to buy at the close.
You got to get up early. That's something I won't do.
I got too many things to do. You know what I mean? I squeeze in 15 minutes before the close to take care of business.
That's funny.
We're going to wrap it up?
We might as well.
Okay.
I mean, because we did pretty much hit. I mean, we never really got to talk about, my
I will
proto.
leave everybody with a little riddle or a little trivia question. I want to know who was born on a mountaintop in Tennessee and killed a boar when he was only 3. Don't tell them.
I won't say it.
Don't say anything.
My lips are sealed.
Adios, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell your friends about the kooky Dr. J and the more stayed.
Today, anyway. That's because I'm in the house. I've been tied down.
Yeah. All right. So
Can't
let's
get
keep away
restless.
from COVID-19 germs.
Yes, everybody be safe out there. Be
Everyone be
sane
safe.
out there.
See you all Friday in this case.
Yeah, exactly.
And a week later for Spike.